Welcome to SNAP, Survivors of Narcissistic and Abusive Personalities. This educational recovery podcast is presented by Claremont Mental Health and Mandy Friedman, licensed professional clinical counselor. This presentation contains vital information for survivors of abuse. Topics include the spectrum of abusive personalities, targets of abuse, abusive relationships, and survivors in recovery. We hope this information helps you gain solid footing and clarity as you navigate your road to recovery.
Hello everyone, Mandy Friedman here, licensed professional clinical counselor, clinically certified domestic violence counselor, the creator of SNAP, Survivors of Narcissistic and Abusive Personalities, clinically certified trauma professional, the owner of Claremont Mental Health. Today I'm going to talk about dabbling in discard. What do I mean by dabbling in discard? Often abusive, narcissistic, manipulative, parasitic people will have an intention, or one of their favorite strategic abusive moves is to discard their target. In other words, you think everything's fine and going okay, or maybe you had a fight, but out of nowhere this person disappears and discards you, stops answering your texts and phone calls, and long before they do the full-blown discard, they will often dabble in discard and kind of take your temperature and do some test runs to see how you're going to react when they do that sometime in the future. So they want to look to see if you're worried about them. Are you okay? I hope everything's okay. Are you angry? Where are you? When are you going to be back? How dare you do this to me? Do you react in a jealous way? Is there someone else? Who are you with? They're just really taking your temperature and seeing how far they can go with it. Now, sometimes they will do this out of nowhere. Other times they'll do it when maybe you've had let's say it's early in the relationship and they are doing the dabbling, right? So you might have had your very first conversation where you've had to have a serious talk about something. Maybe you had to offer some criticism. Maybe they didn't live up to an expectation, or they did something that bothered you or hurt you, and you tried to express that, and then they don't speak to you for a couple of days. Or they used to talk to you every day, good morning, beautiful, and be really, engaging you, and then they stop engaging you so much. Now they're not saying good morning. And I know that this has happened to a lot of people because obviously I'm making a video about it. I've heard enough stories, especially these early dating experiences, where things seem to be going really fine the first 1, 2, 3, 4 months of the relationship, and then a little bit at a time, the narcissistic, abusive, manipulative, parasitic, exploitative, unwell person in the scenario will start to have gaps in their communication where you're not able to reach them. And then when you ask them, where were you? What were you doing? They have lame excuses that are just excuses. What did I hear yesterday? My phone broke. Your phone broke? Well, I mean, okay. Because, there's only one way that you can get a message to someone, and that's through your phone. Like, you couldn't, use someone else's phone or log into a computer. I mean, there's a number of ways to get a message to someone, right? So it's like you're really surprised by the change in this person's tone, demeanor, and then when you point it out, hey, what happened? Then they act irritated with you, like that you're needy, or that, this isn't the version of you that they like the most. What was the other one I heard? I'd rather have the real you than the hard ass you. Like, but they just met 2 weeks ago. What do you mean different? There's already different versions of this person? Like, no, it's just that they are not being honest and open about what's really going on with them. They're misrepresenting themselves in a number of different ways. So then they go silent, or their behavior changes, and then you ask them about it, and then you wish you would have never said anything because they make it seem like that you're the problem. Or they'll tell a story that doesn't make sense. There's big gaps in the story. Well, I was gonna call you, but then I decided to stop at the mall, and then I found this shirt that I wanted to buy, and then next, and it's like, what? I mean, here's how long it takes. Wait, let me do it again. This is how long it takes. This is it. This is your phone. It just takes 2 seconds. Can't make it. Sorry. I know I said I was going to call you, but I'm really tired. I think I might fall asleep. Or I thought I was going to be able to help you with this, but now things are super chaotic, so I had to change my mind. Like, it takes 2 seconds to send a message. So why wouldn't this person take 2 seconds to keep you informed so that you're not sitting there waiting and that you're not sitting there wondering what's going on? Why? Oh, it's because that's what they intend to do. They're doing it on purpose. It's not an accident or a mistake. They full well know what they're doing. Now, the favorite move is to make it like it's your fault, right? So it's like, where were you? Or how come you've stopped communicating the way that we have been communicating? And they'll come up with a number of reasons why that it's you or the person that has caused the change and that they're just responding to you. That you're, like I said before a moment ago, you're too needy, you're asking too much. They just want the fun version of you and not the serious version of you. Anyway. Dabbling in discard, something I've seen quite a few times in the lives of my clients, especially in the early stages of a relationship. And if this has happened to you, count it as a red flag. Remember, this is how long it takes to send a message. Send. That's it. Bye.
If you like this podcast, subscribe and leave us a review. Find Mandy Friedman, LPCC CCDVC on YouTube and Facebook. Join the SNAP Survivors of Narcissistic and Abusive Personalities Facebook group and follow us on Instagram @theofficialsnap. Thanks for listening.